Hello, my name is Kate Bond and I'm the Assistant Archivist at the Royal Astronomical Society. I've chosen as my book The Age of Wonder, How the Romantic Generation Discovered the Beauty and Terror of Science, and it's by Richard Holmes. It was shortlisted for the Samuel Johnson Prize in 2009. That's now the Baillie Gifford Prize. So I recently joined the Royal Astronomical Society only in late January. So I do not come from a scientific background at all. So I'm still trying to learn what I can about the Astronomical Society's foundation and the principal figures involved. Part of our collection is comprised of the Herschel papers, and it's a big part of our collection. So learning about this family is absolutely integral to my job. The Age of Wonder is a really fun introduction to them, and also what was happening in the UK in the latter part of the 18th century, when science as a discipline was not as strictly defined as it is now. You just can't go off to university and study astrophysics. That's just not possible. It's a group biography of some of the main polymaths of the era, including Joseph Banks, William and Caroline Herschel, and Humphrey Davy. Their single-mindedness, their energy and enthusiasm really shine through on every page, but it also shows there's a huge network of ideas being exchanged in an official and unofficial capacity, that if you're interested in a field, you can correspond with peers on the subject and not shut off by accident of birth, but that your knowledge is considered as important. Herschel had attended the lectures of James Ferguson, who had started life herding sheep in the Highlands of Scotland, but became an astronomer and instrument maker. He is but a passing reference in the book, but it is this type of story that pops up again and again. Herschel was the son of a bandsman in the Hanoverian army and was employed as a musician when he arrived in the UK to escape the call-up due to numerous European wars. His astronomical work started as a hobby that then became his passion. Holmes describes Herschel's correspondence with Neville Maskelyne, the Astronomer Royal, including Herschel's belief that the moon has life on it. Their meeting started on the wrong foot, but despite this, Maskelyne recognised Herschel's ability, especially his skill at making telescopes, and instead of pompously writing him off, Herschel was encouraged and became part of the network of thinkers. And I found this freedom of intellectual debate refreshing and something that we could perhaps learn from now. When at Slough, his family home was visited by the court of George III and Queen Charlotte, and people were just popping in the entire time. Famous scientists from across Europe would just turn up at the door. It must have been really annoying. However, it also means that doors were open if you demonstrated that you were an interesting person. So there's this massive network that seems far more open in a way than today. The chapters on Caroline Herschel are perhaps the most poignant. Caroline's early life story is far more interesting than any Austen heroine, and it's truly remarkable. She was pretty much regarded as the runt of the litter by her mother and treated as a skivvy until her life with William in Britain gave her independence. She was the first female in Britain to be given a stipend in 1787 as an astronomer, and indeed I think the first female for any scientific work in Britain at the time. Why she isn't a mini-series on Netflix, I do not know. Richard Holmes' previous books had included a biography of Coleridge. He famously experimented with nitrous oxide with Humphrey Davy, and there are so many links between what we would define as scientists, artists and musicians, but unclassified with this network of knowledge, although the Linnaeans might have wanted a correct definition. Which brings us back to modern times and the Royal Astronomical Society's home in Burlington House, next to the Royal Academy, the Society of Antiquaries, the Linnean Society, the Royal Society of Chemistry, and the Geological Society. Whilst our messiers are more defined subjectively in our era, hopefully we can continue in this interchange of ideas between all stratas of society to promulgate free knowledge. It was in this spirit that the Royal Astronomical Society was founded back in 1820. I would encourage anyone new to the history of science in Britain to read this book. It was great fun and I enjoyed every minute of it.